Hey everybody, this is Rachel. I'm back with another unscripted spirit art video. Spirit art is a form of spirit communication in which the spirit wants to use art as the main form of communications. The next video will be one for Sunshine, which is one of the Facebook winners. So that is not this video, it is the next one. So in the meantime, let's get started on this spirit art. Okay, this is a story of a snake and a young man, and it was basically brought to me by the snake. And you're probably wondering, how can you talk to the snake? I don't know. This is spirit art. It just happens. But I do want to say that the snake, or animals in general, for spirit art, they can be pretty open as far as, giving information. Because I did get this from the snake and not from this young man. So this is the young man, in case you can't see him. He has kind of like reddish hair or something, and he's kind of down on the ground by the snake. So it could be a trail that he's on and then like he fell. That's what I feel like, as opposed to being a zoo or something in which the snake was on display. I really think this is an outdoors scenario, and he probably fell on the trail, or else was on the ground for whatever reason outside. And I believe this young man's name is Cody. Cody is a spiritual guy. He is a little bit immature. In this case, he believes that he is some sort of snake charmer. And, maybe he is, but honestly, the snake was the one that instigated this situation. They're just having some form of communication. That is it. But it was started, like I said, by the snake and not Cody. So Cody is somewhat psychic. Like I said, he's kind of a boy man, and he was more enchanted by the snake rather than the snake being enchanted by him. This was a beautiful, fleeting connection. It was definitely, absolutely. I do not have a name for this snake. Are there other metaphors for what this could be? Sure. And then if there is actually another animal back here, I don't know if you can really see it. It's a little hard to see. It's not so hard to see if they have the drawing in person, but it's kind of like this is an animal where this is the eye, and then this is the snout that comes through, and then the face goes back here. So maybe it's a hedgehog, or maybe it's some sort of like wombat creature. Probably not a fox, but we're talking about some outside creature that was also there on the trail outside, witnessing this communication between these two characters. This young man, it would be considered an indigo child. So like I said, he does have psychic abilities, and he is into this stuff. He's very spiritual, but he's not somebody that I would, like, if I had to recommend going to somebody, I'd not recommend going to him, because he lacks training, he lacks a lot of knowledge, and that's just where he is on his journey. So I'm not trying to like judge him. It's just that he's on a certain part of his journey where he's still learning quite a bit. I mean, aren't we all on a journey where we're learning something somewhere? The snake represents transition in this area. So I know that sometimes snakes represent transformation, and that is true, but I think here it's more transition. So it's less of a huge life-changing event, and more of like a transitioning event for Cody. And Cody and the snake are alive today, and I think that this happened relatively recently. I mean, like within the last few years is when I believe that this event happened. So I'm not talking to anybody who's passed away. I'm talking to living individuals, and the snake is probably alive. So I wrote in my notes Shaktipa, but I think I meant to say Kundalini. He's had a Kundalini experience. Because of that, the snake is extremely important. We can't discount the symbology of snakes, right? And what they mean, and how serpents tend to like really scare people, but at the same time, they are a symbol of enlightenment. you know, depending on the individual, depending on someone's perception. It is a very holy animal to Cody. So there are a lot of levels here. But anyways, the snake is the one that brought this drawing to me. And you can see in the drawing how I drew the snake first. And I almost didn't want to be a snake because I want to draw actual passed away beings and then people and then tell their story. But in this case, it is a snake. And Cody has lived a sheltered life, but he has had paranormal experiences. I believe that he is between 25 and 30 years old. And maturity is a perception. And he is one of these guys that gives a lot of unsolicited spiritual advice. So, like I said, rather than Cody giving me this information, it was brought to me by the snake. And let me tell you something also. This snake is not loyal or does not have an attachment to Cody. It does not. Now, Cody might have an attachment to the snake now. He might feel like this is a sacred experience, which it was, but there's more of an attachment from Cody to the snake than the snake to Cody. And the snake, like if it were to feel threatened, it would attack Cody, whereas Cody was not going to attack the snake. And that is why there was also this creature back here, this sort of wombat or hedgehog creature. It's a little hard to see. Let me see if I can so this would be the eye, this green area, and then it's kind of like the snout would go down. So it's more of an abstracted shape, but I do think it's an animal that was kind of in the background, kind of removed a few feet from the trail or something and able to watch this interaction. And this animal, this wombat or this mammal, this low to the ground, it could have even been like a badger, something like that. I mean, like raccoon-like. It would have had more loyalty or kindness towards Cody than the snake. So technically speaking, if the snake would have attacked Cody, this animal would have tried to attack the snake. So the animal would have tried to prevent an attack or act of aggression from this guy to Cody. Okay, so this is the spirit art reading. It's pretty straightforward. If this is your drawing, if you know Cody, or if you know somebody like this young man, maybe his name isn't Cody, but there is some familiarity with this story, then maybe this reading is for you. So I'll be back with Sunshine's spirit art reading next, and have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.